Hey everybody, it's Bill Dory here with Day Job Hacks. I got Joey Babineau, the owner of Day Job Hacks and Powerhouse affiliate. This is podcast number 7, and it's Friday. How you doing, Joey?
Great. How are you doing?
Doing well, doing well.
Excellent. Yeah. Weather's
So,
nice. We're preparing for some hurricane activity today, so we'll be quick today because I have to get out and pull in all the things that are outside.
yeah, it's Dorian. Yeah, the Bahamas got it pretty bad, and yeah, it's coming our way, so I think
Yep.
we'll be okay. Cool. So, yeah, I was looking at your mastermind. It's looking pretty crazy. Have you had many people kind of get on it? Like, I mean, I know I'm on it. I know 2 other guys that are doing it, but like, is there anybody like is it getting a
Um,
lot of attention?
I've got a couple people that hit me up directly for information and stuff about it, and yeah, it's going pretty good. It's going up and down. Obviously, it's the start of the campaign, so there's some challenges with the new way and the new layout that Rev Content has, but it is converting. So I was telling these guys that it's a great campaign to learn with because it teaches a lot about Rev Content's new features that a lot of people don't know about. Because remember when we used to run Rev Content, we used to have those runaway widgets, and we put a budget, and then it would be spent within a half hour. So what I like about it now is that it's not actually spending all that money, but yeah, so you get conversions, you get to see it tracking whether you're using BMob or CPV Lab or whatever, and there's conversions every day. It's happening. There's days that are profitable, and there's still days that are not profitable right now. But in the grand scheme, it's a campaign that shows everything about how to run CPL offers on native. So yeah, it's the perfect mastermind case study for people looking to get into native ads and running traffic. And there's a way there's a lot more to it in terms of monetizing it also in the back end. You can add pop unders and stuff like that to the page, which we haven't even started yet. Haven't even optimized it yet for mobile. So that'll also improve in terms of changing the targeting, because I haven't looked at the data from mobile yet. So that's going to be also another place I can optimize. So yeah, I mean, it's still making money, but it could make a lot more. And like I said, it's just one of those campaigns that's good for seeing everything, because we know when we start campaigns, it takes, like, especially when you're first starting out a campaign and you get no conversions, it's really disheartening, I guess, or you're kind of why am I doing this? It kind of sucks. But this is the type of campaign that converts like day one. So
Yeah, and just so you back that up, it was probably the second hour I was running it. I started to see some conversions. Like, it was like 2 clicks, 1 conversion. It was incredible. But obviously that didn't stick like that. But
yeah.
no, I mean, it's been great. And the funny thing is I've run this before, previously on the same platform, and had some luck. But at the end of the day, it just didn't work. And there was a lot of fraud traffic and stuff like now. But you say that the red content's been working a lot better as far as fraud-wise? Like, have they kind of nailed down a lot on the bot clicks, or what have you noticed?
Yeah, from what I'm seeing anyway in my own click tracker stats, that there's a lot less of those widgets that you would have, like either 1,000 clicks in an hour with like 900 landing page click-throughs, or 1,000 clicks and 0 click-throughs. There's a lot less of those widgets coming in, so that's awesome. I like to see that. Now there's probably still obviously some fraud. There's nothing they can do about that sometimes, and it's not their fault, but at the same time, yeah, they've improved it quite a bit, so I like it a lot. Now this is the type of campaign we're running here that it's a CPL campaign. You can run these on Taboola or Outbrain or anything like that. Now the one we're running in particular right now works well on Rev Content, and it's ran on MGD in the past. And anybody that can, use a little bit of creativity, change the landing page up a little bit, and, maybe change the angle a bit, can probably make more money. I show the targets and everything inside inside the case study. So, but like I even told you in a private chat, just by changing the landing page a little bit would convert way better.
Just by being original, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the more original you are in your campaigns, the more likelihood you're going to succeed, and the more likelihood it's going to be lasting a lot longer than if you're trying to copy what everyone else is doing, basically. And that's
Exactly.
the same for everything. Facebook, Google, all of our campaigns we run. I mean, the more I see a landing page, how many changes can I make before I fire it up live, right? Without, spending all day trying to do it. But
no, exactly. And I don't know what it is. Like I've had two different, I guess you could say they're friends of mine. I met them through Powerhouse, talked to them quite a bit, and they're just kind of dragging their feet. They haven't been doing much. And I'm just like, hey, did you see the mastermind? I said, yeah, I've seen it. So what are you doing? And they're just like, I don't know. And it's just like, what are you doing? Like literally, like I fired this up on day one. I made like $3, but I had multiple conversions. I didn't lose money. Day 2, I made a little bit of money. Day 3 sucked. Day 4 sucked. Day 5 made a little more money. And if you look at the actual targets, I have winning targets. Like I have targets for the whole campaign that are in the green. Other ones I've lost money on, but now I can see how I can optimize. And I'm just kind of waiting for you to do your next thing before I can get mine going. But I just don't get it. Like, do you see why other members are just kind of dragging their feet? Is this too good to be true? Like,
yeah, I don't know. I think it comes down to like a lot of people that search how to make money online. They come to the trainings and they see, they're looking for the magic button this crazy way to make money online that's going to be super easy. But in reality, we all know that there's no simple answer. So once they see the amount of work that's involved for one campaign, the amount of, analysis that you have to do, we're not really holding anything back here. We're showing the reality of affiliate marketing. And, this is the fast way to do it. And to some people, it's still the slow way to do it. So they think that there's this magic potion, or like I can just hit a button and the software is going to make me money. And, it just doesn't work like that. You need to set everything up, and that takes time and money. It takes hours of work and learning how to set up your server and your landing page. Now we give the landing page. So that's one extra step that, you don't have to do, but you still have to tweak it and stuff like that if you want to be original. And all that, and then all that work that you put into it, now you're finally ready for traffic. Now you're getting traffic and you're getting all these click IDs coming in and widgets, and you're tracking and you're looking at it. That's how it works. And that's how media buyers operate. We look at the data. We don't look at the data on an hourly or a daily. We look at it over the week. So we spread our budget out throughout a week at least, and just kind of look at the data so we can make better decisions, And so that is like the sales pitch on most of these training platforms is, come on in, we're going to show you how to make money and you're going to make all these dollars. But then they get in and they think it's this easy thing, like I said, and then realize that, okay, well, it's not going to happen super fast, but I have to work for a week or two at least to get the data. And to get to that point, you need to actually understand how to set it all up, right? So
yeah, well, maybe that's it.
Flashy is the thought once they get inside.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe that's the thing is the setup's kind of intimidating. And I mean, I'm lucky I've been doing this long enough that, I know how to set it up kind of in my sleep. But I mean, the way I look at it, even now, like if you've introduced a new campaign or a new method or new way of something that's new to me, if it works, it's worth pursuing, in my opinion. So, I don't get it. Like I said, if
I honestly don't think there's an easier way for you and I or any trainer out there or anyone showing how to do media buying. I don't think there's any other way to do it than to actually show someone it's actually working. You know what I mean? Like from step 1 right to the very end, we show every single little detail, right? Now, there's nothing more we can do for people. I mean, we can't come through their computers and kick them in the ass to get working, right? It's just like, this is it. If this is for you, go ahead, do it, try a different campaign. But I mean, at the end of the day, we're just going to carry on doing what we do. And hopefully some people get some value out of this information, because this is some information that I remember I always wanted. That I understood the concept of affiliate marketing. I knew what a landing page was. I knew where the traffic was coming from, but I didn't really know the step, like the little things that you need to consider, right, when it comes to starting to scale and buying traffic. Right. So, like before I would refresh every hour, like, okay, still no conversion, man. Like this is like, and then you'd like do that all day and then realize that the thing was never going to convert in the first place, but you just spent all day refreshing. Like You should have just waited until the end of the week and maybe do one refresh before.
Right. It is hard though. Like I'm guilty for it when a campaign is doing well, especially.
Oh yeah. Well, this one's great because it's converting. So like it's fun to refresh every now and then and see like, oh, there's another 2 conversions, 5, whatever. Like,
well, that's the thing too. Is it's literally, what is it? 3 fields: first name, last name, and email, and maybe a checkbox
to convert. Yeah.
Really so. I don't know. Like, I mean, it can't really get any easier. And I mean, one of the big things I've noticed too, just with some members and even myself, getting that first conversion is a big deal. Not only just like as you're an affiliate, like, hey, I finally made a sale, but also for each campaign you run, once you get that first conversion, it's just such a euphoric rush, almost like a gambling kind of feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're like, oh my God, it works. This is true. Like it's happening.
Right. So I'm thinking maybe the new guys, maybe they just need that. They need to get hooked. You need to get that feel, get that first conversion. So I don't know if there's anybody watching from Powerhouse that hasn't done this yet. Set it up, and if you have problems, hit me up. I will show you how. It's not hard. Joey will show you how. I don't know how much longer this is gonna. I mean, it's crazy. It just really blows my mind. But
this is one of many campaigns. Like this is one of many campaigns. Obviously, we've run. Like I was actually even looking in my tracker earlier, and I sent you a campaign link, and it was number 544. Remember, I just said like campaign 544. Like that means like since I've installed CPV Lab, it's up to 544 campaigns that have ran, right? Or like set up, tested, gave a link to somebody and run it, right? So like this is one campaign out of many. So like taking the knowledge that you can learn out of one campaign and applying it to multiple different traffic sources and offers is basically the potential here. There's unlimited potential to the amount of clicks we can get online. There's so many different ways to make money online. And I realized that especially when I went to New York for the affiliate summit, like talking to every person you talk to is another way to make money online. And you kind of lose focus sometimes and you just don't execute anything. So that's maybe that's one of the things that people are challenged with is they see so many shiny objects and there's so many things to do that can make money, but if you don't focus on one, you're never going to make money anyway.
Right. And even as an experienced marketer, I've had that syndrome. And sometimes you have to, because it could be that opportunity you don't want to miss. But like, I don't know if you remember, we were doing the well, of course you remember, we were trying to do that Wolf of Wall Street thing. And that was like, I was so excited. I was like, oh, we're crushing this. Look at this. This is a great offer. And we gave it a good whirl.
We spent like 5 days, both like building landers, setting up ads, getting it all out, spending money, like seeing some action, but nothing converted. And then we realized that the offer just blew, right? It's a terrible offer, but
But that's the thing is, like, that was the hard part is when you have to be like, all right, you know what, we got to call it quits. It's like, you know what I mean? You can keep trying and keep trying. Well, maybe if we tweak this, but there's a line, and I don't think there's anything we could have done, to be honest, to make that convert.
Like it was just one of those offers that looks great, but it just, the back end wasn't converting, right? And that's the thing. You can't let it discourage you. You just got to move on, try another one until eventually you find something, right, that converts.
Right. And I mean, maybe that's another thing too, because if you've never had a good campaign pop off and you've never really made decent money on a campaign, all the work leading up to you actually running and turning the traffic on for nothing over and over, you just keep doing it. And it's just like never get a conversion. It's probably so hard to want to do that work, knowing that you might be 40 hours of your life that you're never going to get back. But once you've hit that campaign and you've made money, you know that like, well, this could be it might not be it, but you're willing to put in the work, knowing what it could be.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. I know once you find that campaign too, that's where you can start building into more revenue streams around it. Like we know that CPA and CPL offers come and go all the time, this one in particular that we're running on this mastermind, however, has been around for at least 7 years now that I've been running this one. So it's like long-term game here, but those are the types of niches I like to look for: finance, insurance, all those kinds of lead offers. But once you find something that's actually working, it's I would like highly recommend people building an actual asset around it. You know what I mean? Like a website that you can get blog posts up, where you can start sending more of your traffic to the blog post, collecting an email, and then, you know, monetizing it with AdSense. Like I've been doing a lot of AdSense revenue lately, and it's just getting better and better because eventually these campaigns will die, and you need to have something that you actually have running. So if it's an email list that keeps you afloat, or whatever it is, AdSense site or SEO. This is why we build videos like this. We do podcasts, and we make sure that we always have, you know, and a presence online for what we're doing on Day Job Hacks or Powerhouse Affiliate. Just an asset building online.
Yeah. And I mean, I've been guilty of that in the past in my early years. Is you hit a big payday in a campaign, and then you don't see tomorrow, you know, like, and that's the thing, is you're never going to have a campaign that you're going to retire with, unless you make a shitload of money real fast. But it's not going to be there in 5 years. It's really unrealistic to think that an advertiser offer and a traffic source in your landing page is going to go through that much time and retire. You know what I mean? So I get, you know, sometimes you get short-sighted and you start making some money, and it's just, you don't think about that. And the next thing you know, your campaign's dead, and you're like, oh, I should have been testing something else this whole time. And
well, like you were alluding to earlier, the more we build these campaigns and the more you do it, the more skills you accumulate, where you can, you know, you're becoming an actual performance marketer, right? And you're a valuable asset to any company or your own company once you understand how to buy and convert traffic. So that's the skill we're learning here. And then you apply it to whatever. And that's why we're seeing a lot of bigger affiliates moving into e-com and Amazon, FBA and stuff like that, because they've got the skills now to look and analyze data, and they know how to look at data and analyze it. And they know how to get traffic. So it only makes sense to see these big guys moving into building their own products and stuff like that, or their own revenue streams that way, or even hiring people to do it for them, because we know a lot of affiliates don't even want to do that stuff because it's just too much work in the back end. But it's an asset, and it's a way to build out your I guess your portfolio. Right.
No, that's the thing. And what do you think about these agencies? I've been seeing a lot of agencies around, and even locally, offline guys, like not the Ty Lopez cult-like following, but you know, some people seem to be making some money by just dropping some simple tips to some of these local companies, things that we would take for granted even.
Yeah, it's funny, eh? I've noticed too, like the pricing, we talked about this yesterday, but the pricing, like for local people around here, like just restaurants and plumbers and whatever, you know, all the services that we need on a daily basis locally. If I go to Google right now and search for like plumbers in Fredericton, there's like maybe one website that shows up that's actually built by somebody that knows how to build a website, right? There's so much opportunity for somebody to take the skills they've learned through doing performance marketing and just build an agency. And you just go to people and say, look, I know how to get leads for this company in Australia or this company in United States. There's no reason why I can't get you local leads in Fredericton or wherever, whatever city you're in, or, you know, build you a funnel, and you can charge them ridiculous amounts of money because they want that revenue. They want those leads, but they don't have the skills, right? And they're willing to pay a premium to get that stuff done. So, and you can't do that if you don't have the skills to actually buy traffic and convert it. I mean, you can build people a website, but if you can add in the extra service of actually also getting them traffic and leads, then you have the skills to do whatever you want.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that some of the local ones are lacking, because they don't have the performance marketing background. But there are a couple local agencies around, but they don't do lead gen. It's literally like SEO, website, social stuff. They might run a Facebook campaign or two, because it's literally a kindergartner can do Facebook these days. Well, if you're doing something basic, of course, it's not that hard. But no real lead gen, you know, and it surprises me, but it doesn't in a sense too, because, you know, like it's a very specific skill set in a lot of ways, and it's not something you learn in school either.
Yeah, but one thing that's happening is that Facebook especially is making it a lot easier for anybody to just go in and set up a campaign and use their algorithms to do anything for them now. You can just set up audiences. I mean, it still takes skills and you still need to learn how to do it, but I think that's what's happening is these places like Facebook and Google are making it easier for people to get in and advertise themselves, but they're still building sites that would never convert. You know, they're building funnels. They don't understand funnels. So there's always going to be a need for professionals that know the performance marketing angles and the funnel building and all that stuff.
Right.
No matter how easy it is to buy ads on Facebook and Google, you still have to know how to convert them.
Right. And it's funny too, with the performance websites, like just like the kind of style sites that we would build, specifically designed to make people buy. And then you see well, maybe not even buy, but consume whatever it is we're trying to do. I was on the government website yesterday on one of the gc.ca's, and I don't know who's designing that page or any of their sites, but it is, you could tell it's not somebody that has any idea about user experience, performance, anything like that. It's crazy.
I used to work there, and I mean, I remember being in the office and trying to find your own, like, it's like working for a company and you're trying to find the information about your company and you can't even find it, and you work for that company, right? And you're like, who the hell is the web designer? No offense to the web designers in the government here, but seriously, man, we've been complaining about that. Well, I was complaining about it 15 years ago, and it's still, you know, there's still like so many links in to out, like, whoa, man.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all.
No, it doesn't, man, but
it doesn't make any money either. So
true. Yeah,
it's a service.
Money for them. It's but it's the amount of money spent on, you know, the design agencies and stuff like that from the government. Like, if I was running an agency, one of the best contracts you could get is a government contract, because they'll just basically pay you anything to set up run our Facebook campaign here for this new campaign we're running about, you know, whatever, right? They just get a couple bids. Everybody's like overbidding each other, and they'll still take whatever. Like, I don't know how they calculate how much they're going to spend, but I've seen like ridiculous price tags on websites and campaigns that would just make you think, wow, I should just start an agency and go to the government and run campaigns for them all day.
Absolutely. And not to mention too, I'm sure, you know, there's people inside the government that have friends that make websites too, that just happen to get really high bidded contracts and all that fun stuff. Yeah. But anyway, that's a little bit outside of affiliate marketing.
Yeah. We got off on a tangent there, but it's funny.
We love our country, don't get us wrong.
Absolutely. Yes.
So I want to talk to you too, network payouts. And I have a lot of guys, and I mean, I know the answer to this, but I want them to hear it from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Why is it better to go direct? Like, a lot of guys are asking that because there's some offers that we have inside Evolve, and then there's advertisers that clearly have the same ones, the ones that own them, and they're saying, like, why should I work with you? So again, like, I know the answer, but from the horse's mouth, like, what's the advantage to a network pay versus working direct?
Yeah, I mean, it all depends. There's a few variables, I guess, for myself too. Like, when I work with a network versus working directly with an advertiser. And we mentioned this in one of our training courses inside Powerhouse Affiliate as well. And we define the differences between working direct or working with a network. And there's advantages to both, obviously. Working with a network gives you a layer of protection against, payments and payment terms. Networks generally will pay you faster than what an advertiser will pay you, depending on what niche you're in and what offer you're running and all that kind of stuff. Also, if you're getting into some high risk niches like crypto or whatever it is you want to run next, a trial offer for Garcinia, the advertisers themselves are usually hit first if there's any FTC regulations that are being broken. So if you're one of the direct affiliates with that advertiser and you're one of the bigger affiliates running massive traffic, then you're probably going to be questioned in that whatever happens scenario, right? If you have the network, you might still get the questions, but there's still another layer of protection in terms of now they're going to go to the network and say, you guys have a bunch of affiliates that are running some crap. You know, we need to talk to those guys or whatever. And they'll definitely fleece you. They'll tell you who they're not going to protect you. They're going to say, yeah, that's this guy, and this guy. Let's be real here, right? Everybody in the chain is going to just rat the next guy down the level, but it's just one follow-up. But let's just say, avoid that and just run compliant, and then you have nothing to worry about, right? So there's a reason for running with a network. Is some people think there's an added layer of protection, but really in reality, I think the only reason I would run on a network is because of the quicker payments, maybe, or I have some friends there that are helping me build campaigns. They have angles, they have, resources that I can tap into. I need another offer that works like this. I don't have time to do it. So I use an affiliate manager to do that for me, because the more he helps me, the more we make together. So there are advantages direct working with networks. Now, obviously working direct, you get paid higher amounts. There's no scrub, or not scrub, I guess it would be more like the word I'm looking for is a margin, right? So if the advertiser's paying the network $50 for a conversion, the network's taking at least 10%, probably 15% nowadays, 20 sometimes, and sometimes they'll even try and fleece you more. I remember going to a network, can't remember the exact name, and I won't name it just because I'll be nice today. But I went to a network and I was running an offer for $30 CPL. Okay, this is a lead type of offer. I'm running it for years. Okay. And I go to another network, I see they have the same offer, and I wanted to split test against another network, and they offered it to me for $15. And I'm like, well, I'm getting it for 30 right now. And they're like, oh, okay, well, we'll give it to you for 30. It's like, how can you just automatically turn your price from 15 to 30 without even consulting with the advertiser or someone else? So what they did is they basically just tried to give it to me for 15, and knowing, I don't even know why they would try and take that big of a margin, right? So immediately I just said, forget it. I'm not even going to run it with you. Okay. So that was something interesting. But in terms of the margins, you're obviously going to be losing a little bit of margin to the networks, but that's the price you pay to get, I guess, the help and the faster payments and the protections that I talked about earlier. But for the most part, some of these companies that I'm working with are big companies. They have an affiliate management team already. So it's no different than working with a network, because they already have somebody on staff that's going to help me and give me creatives and all that stuff. So working direct just makes sense. There's no purpose for me to go to a network. They'll even pay me weekly. They'll pay me as fast as I want, really. They'll give me the creatives. So if there's no real advantage for a network, there's no purpose of using the network. Okay, but a lot of new people will start with a network because they don't have the connections. They don't know where to go direct. They don't know how to track a tracking link and find out who actually owns the offer and all that stuff, right? So it only makes sense to go with a network, and then you have more variety and selection. So I know it's a long, drawn-out answer to your question, but there are obviously bonuses to both sides of the coin.
Right. And it's not a simple question, obviously, either. Many facets to it. One thing, too, I've always wondered, and I mean, some scenarios it's worked, some it hasn't, but a lot of guys use networks to protect them from advertisers that do get hit with compliance issues. So for instance, I could be running an offer and I could be doing it very compliantly, but there's 3,000 other affiliates that may not be. When the advertiser gets hit, they lose their processing, everybody takes that hit. Now, I didn't do anything wrong, therefore I should still get my money. The advertiser's not going to pay the network. Is the network obligated legally to pay me? I've seen times where they have paid and other times where they just downright refused. And it's such a gray area.
Yeah.
What's legal and what isn't? Do they have to pay you?
It's, I mean, technically it depends on the terms, obviously, when you sign up, but I think for the most part, they have to pay you if you have, proof that you have an agreement in place that you generated these valid leads. And the only reason why they can't pay you is if it's fraudulent. But we know for a fact that this happens all the time and people don't get paid because of the network. So some networks obviously run high risk. They let people do whatever they want, and then that affects everyone else on the network, right? And then you get into these situations where the only reason why they are paying is to keep their reputation, right? So there's some networks out there that want that reputation kept and upheld. So they obviously pay everybody, and they leave gracefully sometimes, or they leave ghost as a ghost, right? And then all of a sudden it's like, well, where's my money, man?
Yeah.
So it all depends, right? Legally, I don't know, man. You got to take, I limit my risks when I run traffic. I'll give a network a certain amount of credit. Sometimes it's $10,000, or sometimes it gets up to $50,000 if it's a somebody I've been working with for a long time. Some people have a higher threshold, you know, $150,000, $200,000 credit, and you're paying out money in your own pocket, right? So if they don't pay you, you're losing that much money. So I'm not going to give a network like these days, and seeing all the stuff happening with FTC and some niches and stuff like that, unless I know the company really well and they're a big company. Even then, I'm still only giving them a little bit of credit, and then until that credit's paid, then I'll scale again, right? And a lot of people, a lot of networks or a lot of advertisers want you to scale if the traffic's good and the quality's good, and they will pay you whatever credit based you're set at, right? I mean, a lot of them will start at, you know, we're going to pay you net 30. Yeah. Monthly net 30. That's it. Right. And then all of a sudden you start sending them traffic and it's really good. And they're like, yeah, maybe we'll pay you weekly now or whatever. Right. I've had daily payments before for like, you're running somebody you never met before. And they're like, hey, I have an offer for you. Like, remember when you posted in the super goddamn affiliate group? I mean, I'm sure you got like 50 messages every time you post it. I have traffic for this offer. You get like 50 people private message you. Most of them you don't even know. Right. It's like, well, am I just going to blast 50 grand to this guy and hope he pays me, or am I going to set a budget here?
Yeah. And like, here's the thing too, is even the guys you do know, and I'll talk about a situation that happened in the past, and I'm not going to bring up his name, not because he doesn't deserve to be outed because he's a snake, but because it's not relevant to the conversation. And so a company I worked with in a deal I brokered with an advertiser, I took the company for almost 200 grand. We did recover 100,000 of it, but the other 100,000 just kind of went nowhere. And daily reports actually showing showing quality on trials. Like it was a trial offer, it was a skin trial. And you know, that's the thing is like, I'm sure you're the same way. You're not going to feed a bunch of credit to an advertiser without getting a quality report back. You know, you don't want to be 200K deep before he says quality's bad. So, you know, we're getting quality reports. Everybody's happy. Rebills are perfect. Upsell rate's great. Everybody's happy. Suddenly doesn't have the money. Suddenly our quality's was the issue. So legal team got involved, started digging deeper. He's got no money and he owes the IRS a lot of money. So that was kind of, even like you said, like you don't want to give these guys all this credit. We gave that guy a lot of credit based on 6 years, 7 years of knowing him, and you know, what was that worth, right? So I do get it when you're talking about giving certain individuals and certain people credit, and how you really got to manage that risk. Yeah,
and it's funny because we're in an industry also that there's a lot of egos, right? And when you ask for somebody, some people will be like, it's only 20 grand, man. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, wow. Well, that's your credit, man. Like, okay, I don't care. Like, you know, like just run it, and then it's like, and sometimes you get those clashes where like, okay, well, if they're like that, I don't even want to run with this guy or this. I say guy, but it could be girl too. You know, it's just like, leave the egos aside. This is a high risk industry. We know it, right? We're setting our budgets, and I call it, you know, calculated risk. Okay. I don't want to be on the hook for more than whatever amount of dollars. And this is where I'm going to send you I'm going to pause the traffic until I get paid on this amount. And then I'll start it up again. If you want to increase that, then increase the payment terms and stuff like that, right? It's just common sense. And I think we do that a lot. But I mean, we've even seen some big multi-million-dollar companies this year go down. Like look at Mundo Media, who, you know, I remember them telling me, oh, we have 250 employees around the world and we have multiple offices in various locations, and boom, they're done in January or whatever it was in this year, right? So it's kind of scary because I remember running traffic there maybe 7 or 8 years ago, running traffic there and just thinking, these guys will never be down or whatever, right? But it's just like, you never know. It's just
sometimes when you look at them, it's almost too big to fail, right? And I mean, we've seen that over and over again where, you know, it's not usually, I guess the little guys do kind of go away too. There's a lot of little guys that fail, you just don't hear about it. But it's always the giants that go, right? The big high profile.
Yeah, everybody's shocked. Like, whoa, that's crazy. The industry's collapsing. Oh no.
Well, it's just a greed game, right? You take too much risk. That's what it comes down to. And
I think, it all comes down to how how they like it's some of them will say certain things, but I think it comes down to what offers they're actually pitching out there and how they're doing it. Once one affiliate is doing something really good, let's be honest, we know that goes from one affiliate manager to another, and then it starts to spread out to other affiliates, and then there's method that might be somewhat sketchy to the FTC. Or I'm not saying this is what happened in the Mundo case, but let's just say this is what's happening in networks. You have one affiliate that does well. He might tell a friend, but unlikely he's going to spread it too much. But what'll happen is the affiliate manager starts to get some really good numbers. Either another affiliate manager wants to see what's happening, or the network owner is going to say, hey, what's going on here? Like, this is great numbers. What's happening, right? Behind the scenes. Let's just admit that's what's happening. They're going to look. They're going to see the data coming in. They probably won't see the landing page, but they're going to be talking to the affiliate. And then there's going to be some questions about quality. We need to see your landing page. We need to see your ads to make sure you're compliant. Right? Stuff like that. If you want to get paid, you're going to show them. And then all of a sudden you've just given them a campaign, right? Now, this happens. You got to be prepared for it. Now, if it's something that's sketchy, that's where the network kind of makes the decision, or somebody makes a decision along the way, whether it's an affiliate manager, to still do it. And then you see these networks that are focusing on high risk advertising, like the celeb advertorials. We've seen that shit go down in the last couple of years. Everyone running celeb, one network in particular, that's why they went down, is because everything they were running was celeb advertorials, trial offers, and now all of a sudden they're gone, right? I don't have to say who it is. I'm sure people know. But
right. But that's the thing too is, and I've been thinking about it the last few days in actuality, just kind of thinking like, how honest is this industry? And if you have a trial offer, and there's fine print in that trial offer that says that I'm going to rebill your ass for a shitload of money, that's a dick move, man. That really is a dick move, in my opinion. If you own a trial, you're a dick. You really. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. If you own a trial that's structured in that way, where you are going to hit them with a hidden heavy rebill, you're a dick. And as a dick, you know that you're just going to make a bunch of money. It's only going to last so long. The affiliates are going to hold the bag. You're going to make your money on the way up. And on top of that, if that's the type of guy you are, of course you're not going to have a problem throwing on Oprah's face or Dr. Oz's face. That just sweetens the deal for you, right? Right. So in a sense, you almost get these networks that, everybody knows it. Everybody knows this is what the thing is and whatever. And I think they just get too... Somebody's going to get caught holding the bag with those trials, whether it's an affiliate or a network. It's going to happen one way or another, and I think that's what happens with some networks is they get caught holding the bag. Too many bags at once. I thought. Yeah.
Well, one network in particular that closed this year, they paid out everybody, but I think they saw the risk too. They're like, you know what, this game is getting to be a little too close for comfort in terms of getting screwed over. Yeah. And that's why you're seeing a lot of networks moving into new offers like e-com. And I particularly like the financial lead gen stuff. That they've been around for so long. They're semi-compliant, but they're still not really friendly to Facebook and stuff like that. But the trial space and the rebills is, obviously we've talked about it before, is I think a dying business, and it's not really what performance marketing is about. We know that. Like, performance marketing is a whole different ball game. A real performance marketer knows that at the end of the day, you're trying to sell something to somebody that's of good quality or whatever. Like, you want a happy customer, because if the customer's happy at the end of the day, then everybody else in the chain is going to get paid. Good.
That's really where it all starts coming downhill, to be honest, with all these offers. It's the customer. The customer starts squawking, and then shit rolls downhill. Somebody's got to pay for it.
And it happens a lot in the CPA industry. Like, that's why there's a difference between, I guess, traditional affiliate marketing, where you're selling a product, you're selling a software, like Aweber affiliate. I sell Aweber to people that want to make money online, or I sell whatever. You're selling products. Yeah, selling hosting. I'm pitching a traffic source and stuff like this, right? There's stuff like that. CPA is a completely different ballgame, where we're pitching offers that are like leads, like we're getting leads for an offer, or we're getting people to sign up for a trial, or test. Like, there are trials out there that are good trials, like some of the subscription boxes out there and the e-com offers where you sign up. And my wife loves it. She has a subscription to one of these, I don't know what site it is, but she gets an order every month. It's a box of stuff, and she opens it. It's like Christmas every month, right, or whatever. She opens it and she's happy.
I've seen good diet trials. It's not the product, and it's not the fact of a trial. It's just the structure. And there's a lot of them that are just, they're upfront. Like, you pay $7 now, you pay the shipping. 30 days, you're going to get filled for the whole bottle if you don't return it, and that's where it ends. There's not a recurring rebill on the back, and so I don't want to be the guy that says that all trials are bad, because they're definitely not. Like you said, like even the one your wife was using.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, it is Friday, and I think we've gone long enough today, 40 minutes or so, and I have to get the boat out of the water today because of the Hurricane Dorian, so I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, but do it. It's going to be bad. I don't know. I mean, let's just say it's not going to be like the Bahamas, but
No, we're going to get some winds, but we're in, for anyone watching and wondering, we are in Eastern Canada, so we're getting the tail end of it. We're nowhere near what happened in the south and stuff down there, but we are getting some winds this weekend. Starting tomorrow, I think they said it's going to be a tropical storm or level 1 hurricane or whatever they call it. So enough wind to get our stuff inside for sure.
Definitely. Cool. All right. Well, great podcast, dude. We'll pick it up next week, and have a great weekend.
All right. See you later.
Cheers.